The British were a middle-level power in the 1500s. Spain and Portugal were the dominant powers. The rivalry between the English and the others was said to be of ideals and religious differences. But the real bone of contention was the rich East India trade. The Spanish were irritated by the English depredations on their merchant vessels. In 1588, they sent a large armada to invade England. In what would turn out to be a turning point in world history, the mighty armada was defeated by the English. The British finally found the strength to venture into the East Indies, and in 1601 the East India Company undertook its first voyage to the Indies. They were still not strong enough to engage with the Portuguese, who were dominant on the west coast. The Mughal Empire was at its peak, but it was overextended. Soon after Emperor Aurangzeb died, the power struggle began. India became a land full of fractured kingdoms, an opportunity for the company. But the English had come for profits, the gold and treasures of the land. They had not come for conquest. They tried to establish a monopoly on the trade. They kept complaining about other Englishmen trading in India, but they could not get any support from the local rulers. The original charter granted the company a monopoly of 15 years. This meant that an Englishman could not trade with the East Indies without a license from the East India Company. Any ship that was caught trading without a license could be seized. The ship and its goods would be sold by the company. Half the value received would go to the British Crown and half to the company. The company's officials made fortunes in India and went back to England and set themselves up with large estates. They had the means to lobby with Parliament and the government of the day to keep extending the monopoly rights to the East Indies trade. The company was able to manage its monopoly in England, but in India, they found it difficult to enforce the monopoly. The local rulers did not understand why they should obey an English order. Granting a monopoly meant less taxes for the local rulers, so they opposed the attempts by the company to enforce it. The trade with India brought huge profits, and the company was not willing to share this with other traders. They had bribed the government back in England for the charter. In India, they set up armies to enforce the monopoly. This often brought them into conflict with local rulers. The company built up a strong naval power. They then recruited local mercenaries to add to the soldiers from England. The local armies were trained and provided with arms similar to the European troops. The company became a powerful military force. The conflicts between the various kingdoms in the Indian subcontinent offered another opportunity. Many local rulers sought help from the European powers, mostly France and England, for their local conflicts. The English accepted many such assignments and received gold, land and trading concessions in return. Thus were the foundations laid for what would become the greatest empire the world had ever seen, the British Raj.